Hey, what up? This is Kenny. Every so often, you'll meet a girl who just suddenly falls off the map. She falls off the radar and she stops messaging you or stop accepting your phone calls just out of the blue, just out of nowhere. And I get a lot of guys email me via my blog, and they're basically looking to get some feedback and insight on why this happens. Well, the thing is, it really comes down to buyer's remorse on the girl's part, which causes some backwards rationalization in a negative way. And I'm gonna get into it with a little scenario, personal scenario of mine, just recently. And all right, let's give it a quick scenario. Let's say that you go out, you meet a girl today, you get a phone number or a Facebook account, whatever it might be, any form of communication. You get that, and you text for a day or two. You talk over the phone with her for a day or two. It goes well, and it looks positive. Then let's say 4 or 5 days down the line, a week down the line, or a month down the line, let's say that in spite of this super high, energetic vibe, she just falls off the map. She just stops replying to your messages, your texts, your inbox messages on Facebook. She stopped answering the phone calls. She gets all shady and so forth. And this puzzles a lot of guys. And the reason for this, and keep in mind, she's not going to tell you. The girl is not going to tell you why this is all occurring so suddenly. She's not going to tell you. So you will literally have to come to your own conclusion, and this is where I come in. Now, the reason for that is, like I stated before, is buyer's remorse, backwards rationalization in a negative way, and she feels slutty. For instance, we're going to assume that this girl has a boyfriend or a husband or someone, some significant other. Whether she told you or not is a different story, but we're going to assume that she has a boyfriend. And most likely, every girl have a fucking boyfriend. There's no such thing as a truly single girl. Either she's fucking somebody or she secretly has a boyfriend she's not telling you about. But there's no girl who's truly single. She's either just broken up or she's still fucking an ex or something. But there's no girl who's absolutely not getting any play. Alright, so now you get a girl's number, you text, you call, everything is going well, pretty much. Then, a week, more than a week down the line, she falls off the map. She stopped texting, stopped responding, and so forth. Now, during that initial pickup, when she did give you her number, she exchanged contact information, what most likely had happened was, and like I said, we're presuming that she has someone in her life. What most likely happened was that her relationship was sort of in a rocky phase during that specific time frame that you had picked her up. Things are pretty much going south. They were sour with her boyfriend or her husband. So it wasn't a big deal for her to give you her phone number or her contact information. Hey, it's really bad between me and my boyfriend, so what the fuck? I met a cool guy. Give him my number. All right, that's cool. It's all good. However, what happens often is that, relationships get patched up, which is very common. You fall out one week, you have a grand fallout, then the next is all lovey-dovey again. And this is commonly accepted in most relationships. It'll go sour for a week or 3 days, then the following week, it's like peaches and cream. And that is precisely what happened. She met you when things were sour with her boyfriend or her husband. When things got patched up between them, that is when she suddenly feels slutty. She feels like she's cheating by talking to you, the new guy. And, she feels bad about herself. And I'm not trying to put this across as if women are the bearer of morality and fidelity. That's totally not the case. Women cheat more than men. I mean, it's commonly accepted, at least by men. So, however, when she patches things up with a boyfriend or her significant other, she's going to feel slutty. Let's say 60% of the cases that she's actually hit it off with a new guy, which is you. So this will in turn cause her to neglect you in a sense. It'll cause her to ignore you, to freeze you out, as we'll say in pickup. She would freeze you out for the fact that she feels like she is cheated, or she feels slutty. Things are so good between her and her boyfriend, she can't believe that she actually got lulled into the folds psychologically of a new guy, which is you. So this causes buyer's remorse and backwards rationalization in a negative way, where she thinks back in retrospect to a week prior, like, how did I do this? Why did I do this? I love my boyfriend. I love my husband. I'm not a cheater. This is wrong. This is immoral, unethical, anti-God, whatever. And with that running through her head, you're muerto, as they say in Spanish. You're dead, you're toast. She will freeze you out, neglect you. If you have her as a BBM contact, she will delete you. She just won't respond. Let me give a good example. Just last week, right, I picked up a married chick. This chick was married, and, hey, it's whatever. It's fair game as far as I'm concerned. If she's with it, let's get it on. So she's married. Of course, I didn't know this, but I picked her up, and she kept it real. She said she's married, and whatever, she showed the pictures, the wedding photos, and everything. It's cool, no problem. So we hit it off pretty good for a week. I mean, this chick, we're literally talking about, giving me blowjobs and going down and everything else. It was awesome. But the marriage was on a downward spiral that week. She had told me about a personal situation she had with her husband, which was, I think it was something along the line of, he wasn't doing anything around the house and helping her out with a certain stuff during that week. So she sort of felt like, hey, fuck him, and so forth. It's just whatever, it's relationships. So, because of that, they had a grand fallout where he was literally sleeping on the couch. So I had picked her up during that week when she was vulnerable, per se. So she gave me the number, and like I said, we hit it off. And my intention was to lay her, to have sex with her, basically. But before it got to that point, her marriage, that little fallout had gotten patched up, which was expected. But I didn't expect it to happen that quickly. So, she patched things up. And like I said, she's not going to tell you. She's not going to tell you, hey, I patched things up with my boyfriend, my husband, so, I can't fucking talk to you anymore. She's not going to tell you that. She's just going to ignore you. And this is what the chick did, this married chick. This is basically what she did. She ignored the shit out of me. I called her, she wouldn't answer her phone. I sent her 2 BBM messages during the course of 24 hours, and she didn't answer it. The next day, still didn't answer. The next day, still no reply. And, I basically got the message. She patched up the little discrepancy she had with her husband, and I was basically faded out. And it's all part of the game. I respect that. I expect that. I'm not bitching about it, but this video, I mean, what I'm basically saying is in this video is to to advise you guys out there who've been experiencing this over the years, but couldn't really put your fingers on it as to what is really transpiring. So this is the case most likely. I would say 75% of the time, if this happens where, like I said, a girl just ignores you out of the blue, this is most likely the case. When she had met you, things were sour between her and her boyfriend. When she patched things up, she no longer felt the need or the urge to talk to you as the new guy. She feels slutty now. And like I said, some women are fine with feeling slut. But you're gonna meet, a great handful, a majority of women who, it's a very serious matter as far as them being perceived as sluts.